And welcome to Capital Talk, a program we hope will have an impact on the future of Kenya. Now, more than ever, I'm Jeff Koinange. Now, if you've been watching Capital Talk all this week, you know we are speaking to musical icons. And I tell you, you've seen the best of the best, no doubt. SDL, Giuliani, Sauti Soul. And today, folks, sit back, because we're talking about taking music to the next level. And I know the name Swabri Muhammad may not be familiar to you. It wasn't familiar to me until it was translated into another name. Why? Well, this guy took a name from his football team back in school. They were really good. He was a really good striker. They called themselves the Redsons, as in S-O-N-S. He just changed the name around to that one name, Redsan, folks. He's been performing at the international level with the likes of Shaggy, Sean Paul across the way, and closer to home with the likes of Chameleon and Baby Cool. He's a dance hall specialist. He's smoking hot. His albums are off the charts. He's always on tour around the world. Sometimes he even brings the big acts to come and open for him. His latest album, his fifth, is about to be re-released, relaunched in the coming months, folks. It's called Versatility, and it's not just dance hall. He actually sings in it. Folks, sit back. This young 30-year-old has taken it to the next level. You're going to enjoy this one. Redsan.
Yeah, man. Jeff, what's up, man?
Good to see you, my brother.
Cheers, man.
Welcome to
Nice
the bench.
to see you.
Welcome to the bench.
Thanks a lot.
Swabri.
It's an honor. Swabri Muhammad. You know, so not so many people know me by that name, you know.
I know.
They see me in the streets, they're like,
Yeah.
Redsan.
Yeah.
You know, during Ramadan, they see me fasting, and like, you're Muslim? I'm like, yeah, but you sing this, and I'm like, yeah, it's allowed, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, it's an honor to be here, man.
Hey, it's good to have you, brother, and congratulations on your success.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate
Well
it,
done, man.
Thanks.
And you know, I've been talking to artists all
Yeah.
week, and you know, everyone wants to make it to that international level.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to perform in
Yeah.
with the likes of, you know, the Shaggies and the Sean Paul.
That's the final step. That's
How'd
the
you do
final.
it, man?
That's the final ground. Well, first of all, I have to say thank you to my fans, my family, and God. You know, because I think I've been lucky. You know, among most. You know, I worked with best producers back in the day, who helped build the Kenyan industry, and I'm working with the best producers right now around the world. So when you're sitting down with search people, I mean, it makes it easier for you. If you're a musician, you know, they open doors for you. They introduce you to different artists you've always wanted to work with but didn't know how to get to them. Now you can. And you know, I just think it's the grace, you know, that I get from God.
But they just don't happen on you. I mean, they know your music, they see your style, and then they associate with you.
Exactly, because I try to do the same style they do. I try to take Kenyan music to the next level. I try to take Kenyan music to the international level, and they see that, and they're like, and like most of the Jamaican artists that I've sung with, they're like, "Are you Kenyan?
Really?
You sound more Jamaican than we are, than we do."
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, it's. I grew up listening to reggae. I grew up listening to Bob Marley, Beenie Man, Sean Paul, and you know, just listening to these guys gave me a whole different idea of how I wanted to transform the Kenyan music and put it in there in the international scene.
Yeah.
And you know, they helped me with it, and they blend with it, and they're like, that's the way to go, because they started from somewhere too.
Right.
And if they didn't start like on the ground from Jamaica, dancehall music wouldn't be here. And if I don't start from the ground here in Kenya, then dancehall Kenyan music would not be in the international scene.
Yeah.
So that's what I try to do.
I know you're going to be singing Yule Pale later on,
Exactly, yeah.
But you know, just for people who've never heard your music,
Right.
give me a little taste of something, man. Give me a little taste.
Well, I think most people would relate to this, because I did this like 10 years ago. Who is the chicken now? That's one. Then ukipita wanipa raha na vile unavyozungusha zungusha naona kwa umbali kuwa wanitizama. So these are some of the blends that I did, you know, in a dancehall theme to introduce my style in the Kenyan market, and it worked wonders, man.
My brother,
Definitely.
you're smoking, man. You're smoking.
Thanks a lot, man.
Clearly, you enjoy this stuff, huh?
I enjoy it. And
Did you always know? Did you always know that music was your love?
No. I always wanted to be a footballer. Funny thing. You know, because when I was in school in Parkview Academy, you know, we had a team, Redsan. I was the captain, and I'm a good striker. And I've always...
But do you say...
But do I say so? I was always like, am I really cut out to be a musician or a footballer? Then I tried music, and you know, the guy who gave me good hopes was actually Beenie Man. When he came down to Kenya in 1998, I opened for him, and he listened to my work, and he was like, you're going somewhere. You've got talent, but you've got to nurture it. You've got to make it grow. And you have to release positive message to the people. That's how you grow. And from there, I just took that message and just flew with it.
Wow.
Exactly.
And what made you go for the talent search, Redsan? What made you show
My
up?
friends actually pushed me to it. They're like, come on, man, just try it out. You know, you always sing for us.
Yeah.
You always go with us to the clubs. You always go to jam sessions and sing. You always win these awards anyway. And you're not taking music seriously. Just try it out. And I was like, okay.
And
Let me go and try it. Let me go and try it out.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, so what? And Suzanne, you know, Suzanne
Yes.
Kibukos.
Yes.
And she was like, who are you? After the performances, I was like, I'm just an upcoming artist. She said, no, you're going places, man, and you've got to take this seriously.
Wow.
She introduced me to Ted Josiah. She introduced me to Guido back then. So I started working with them, and that's how it became for me.
Wow.
You know, I took it from there and
Yeah.
just went on with it.
That's incredible, man.
incredible.
Okay, and then how did you hook up with the likes of Chameleon and Baby Cool? Because they're huge in Uganda,
Exactly,
right? They're huge.
like monster. I mean, they came down in 1999, if I'm not wrong. And the Ugandan market wasn't really as ripe as it is right now.
Yeah.
It was struggling like the Kenyan market. The Tanzanian market has always been awesome, you know. So they were like, you're the best dancehall artist here. Ugandan market is huge when it comes to reggae and dancehall. Why don't we try and blend styles and see if we can build the same markets at the same time? And that's how we started. Wow. We started as the original East African bashment crew. Me, Baby Cool, and Chameleon. And it was crazy all over.
And all three of you, you've all become huge.
All because of our fans, man, and because of the messages, and because of the music, and because of the grace of God as well. I mean, and it's not easy, Jeff. We started from like way far, man. I remember I used to sell. With the first album that I released, I sold it out of a car trunk. I used to go to clubs and force people to buy my album. I took that album to one radio station, and they told me they can't play Kenyan music. Because it wasn't big back then. They're like, this is something new, you know?
Were you discouraged?
No, man. Because that's what I told them. Something new is good. You know, new is change. Yeah. You know, we have to adapt to change. So, I mean, they got it in time, and this is where we are right now.
And now they can't stop playing your music.
They cannot, I'm telling you.
You have to call them and say,
exactly, you know. Sometimes I call them and tell them, you know what, I have a song, I'm working on a song in the studio, it's going to be ready in 2 weeks. Yeah. And they always buy the studio to pick it up.
Are you serious?
It's amazing, man.
We've come a long way.
I'm telling you, before we used to go and knock on doors just to give people CDs.
Are you surprised, Redsan, at the popularity of dancehall in this region?
I am, actually. I am, because dancehall music has never been so big in Kenya the way it is right now. You know, and this is something that's really good for the market right now, because I even see a lot of dancehall artists who are growing in this market as well, like Cheville and Slice, my nephew Chantrell, Prof as well, who's under the same label with me. So I mean, I see what we've done and where dancehall has come from, and I'm really proud of it. You know, I'm proud of these kids. You know, and I'm proud of the Kenyan market, and I'm proud of our fans always never giving up on us.
There you go.
Exactly.
Good man. And you never giving up on them, because you've done an average of an album every 2 years.
That's never even crossed my mind. You know, when I entered this game, I was like, listen, man, I will take this flag to the highest level possible, you know, and I will not let any of my fans down. And I'm thankful they're still with me, you know, and I'm thankful that God has really made it possible for us to grow together. You know, like it's very challenging, you know. 5 years ago, you know, my fans right now, 5 years older. That's right. You know, 5 years from now, we'll be 5 years older. So growing together, man, I mean, that's God can only make that happen. Yeah. Exactly.
Tell me about Versatility.
Versatility is awesome. It's a beautiful album. All right. I launched it in 2009 with Brick and Lace. I had to relaunch it again. I have to relaunch it again because management were like, you have a lot of local content on the album, which is not bad, but we're trying to like break into the international market and bring the international world to Kenya, you know, and you are our symbol right now. You are our artist, so try and redo some songs. So I redid 10 tracks on it. Of course, I have like a lot of Swahili songs on the album, and they're super awesome. I can't wait to release that album. I can't wait to relaunch it again. So that's how Versatility is, and it's a blend of so many styles, because people just know me as a rapper, a dancehall rapper, but I actually sing in the album. I actually blend Swahili music with the dancehall flavor. I actually blend the African rhythm with the dancehall beat. So it's awesome, man. I'll give you a copy.
Please,
definitely.
I can't wait.
Definitely,
My man.
Definitely.
Do you find when you perform, let's say in Europe, Swedish audience or a German audience, do they know your songs?
So much, and they sing along to them. And the dancehall beat is very popular. I'm telling you, man, everyone just goes with it. And I'm like, I'm all the way in Africa, in Kenya. And guys, in Frankfurt are dancing to Wani Paraha, they're dancing to Yule Pale.
They know the words.
They know the words as well, you know? And these are like white guys jumping and dreadlocks. I'm like, wow, man, this is amazing. So it's awesome, man. So it's awesome.
It's a global village,
It's a global village, I'm telling you.
A couple of years ago, you did something incredible. You went on a huge U.S. city tour, like 29, 30 cities.
Crazy,
What
man.
was that like?
It was so great. It was so amazing, but I wanted to quit half the way. I was so fatigued, Jeff. It is crazy, and that's why I give respect to all the artists in this world who've made it big, because I know the amount of work they go through is nothing to just put it out in the air just like that. It's really hard work. You have to know what you're doing. So for me, it was a really good experience because it opened doors for me to meet Sean Paul, to open for Shaggy, to open for Brick and Lace, to open for Akon, perform with Snoop Dogg. So it was amazing, you know. And sometimes I used to perform like 3 times in 1 week.
Wow.
Friday, Saturday, Sundays when we had holidays. Sometimes I had to perform 2 times in 1 evening. I had to do an opening act for someone and then fly all the way to another states and do my own show.
So people who think this is easy or you've gotten this thing easy.
No way, man. It's not easy. Believe me, you have to know what you're getting into. You have to be prepared mentally, physically, psychologically. You've got to know what you're getting into. You've got to know the message that you're putting out to the people. You have to know why the people like you, okay? And you have to keep them liking you. It's not very it's not easy, man. It's something that's very hard. So anyone who wants to become a dancehall artist out there and wants to make it big, you have to do your homework before you step into the field.
Correct.
Yeah, man.
And the likes of Kanye West or even the great Michael Jackson, those
Exactly.
guys are geniuses, huh?
Exactly. They work, man, you know? And you go into a concert, you find like 20,000 people waiting for you. Jeff.
And you better not disappoint.
Exactly. It's crazy, you know? Exactly, man.
Wow.
It's awesome. Man.
Is that nerve-wracking? Do you get nervous before a show?
Most of the times I do. I still get that, you know. I don't know why, but I'm like, especially when I get like huge crowds, you see, and they're all screaming your name at once. Like we did something with Safaricom like a month ago in Kisumu at the Kisumu Polytechnic,
Right.
and we had 30,000 people. 30,000 people screaming your name, Jeff, and you haven't even touched the stage. I mean, you just feel the ground shaking, you know. So
Now I know how politicians feel.
I'm telling you. So I thank God and I thank my fans, man.
Wow.
Honestly, yeah.
But I mean, obviously you're enjoying this stuff, right?
I'm enjoying it. You have to do it with a passion. You see, that's the thing. If you have a passion towards something, then you will do it and you will learn to love it. And it will love you back and you will blend together with it. But if you're just doing it just for the sake, then that's something else.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Redsan, I want to talk more about that after the break. I want to talk about, how do you stay focused in your game?
Right.
I want to talk about the Chat Awards. Congratulations. Yet another nomination, my
thank you
brother.
very much. And I want all the awards to be mine this year. You know, I've been out of the award scene for some time because of the tours
so you're back.
and the videos. So I'm back, man.
And more
we're gonna be
advice for
collecting
kids.
those.
More advice for kids.
Definitely,
Good
bro.
man.
Cheers.
Redsan's in the house. Not bad for a young man who grew up first in Majengo, then in Pangani, and then South B. Yes, right. Swabri Muhammad. I love the name. AKA Redsan. The soccer star, folks, is now a musical star, dance hall phenomenon. And I tell you, this man taking his game to the next level. That's what it's all about. He's performed with the likes of Akon, Shaggy, Sean Paul, Snoop Dogg. Good grief. And it's only Thursday. Sit back. The bench is back in a moment. And welcome back to Capital Talk. What a smoking week it's been, folks, with musical icons, folks who I keep talking about the future of this country. We've looked at it, we've seen it, you've heard them. The future looks good, folks, with the likes of Redsan. This young man, he thought he was going to be a football star. That's it. That's all he thought. And then some folks persuaded him to enter a talent search, and the rest, as they say, is history. This young man on his 5th album called Versatility, off the charts. When it comes to dancehall, nobody's hotter than him. He's performed with everybody, folks, the likes of Chameleon, Baby Cool, next door in Uganda, and of course in the States with Akon, Snoop Dogg, Shaggy, Sean Paul, and others. Whoa! Sit back, Redsan.
Yeah, man.
How did you what was the group that came to perform with you?
Brick on Lace.
Brick on Lace.
Yeah,
How did you do that?
Nyla and Nya and the Thobon. These girls are amazing, I'm telling you. They released the first single, Love is Wicked, and it just blew everyone away. you know, because they've been in the market for some time,
Yeah.
but they were never really discovered until they released this song. And, you know, I mean, everyone has a point where you break through, and this was their point. And they did very well. And when I came to meet them, they were really down-to-earth people, you know? Like, I used to see, when I was coming up, I used to see musicians doing it big, doing interviews like these ones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these guys must be really proud. They must be really full of themselves.
Yeah.
But when I came to sit down with these people, Jeff, I mean, they're humble, you know?
Yeah.
They're focused. And that's how I'm making myself.
Yes.
And that's how I try to, I try to be towards my fans.
So you convinced them to come here?
Exactly. And they were like, yeah, no problem. I just called them. I didn't even go through management.
Really?
Most of the times you go through like 10 people before
Correct.
you get to them. But I just called Nyla and I was like, yo, can you guys please come down, man? And she was like, of course, Redsan, let me check with Nanda. They called me the next day and they're like, okay, just get us the flight, at least give us a tour of Kenya, and we'll be there. I was shocked, man.
Wow.
Yeah? You try to get these people now by yourself, Jeff?
Forget about it. Forget about it.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But I thank God for giving me this opportunity to meet such beautiful people in life, to meet such good people, to sit down here with you, Jeff, exchange ideas and talk to my fans, talk to the people around Kenya.
Word.
You know, it's never easy growing up.
Absolutely.
And it's never easy achieving what you want.
But how do you stay focused, Reds? And how do you, what's the secret? Because a lot of people, when they hit it,
Yeah.
you know, those one-hit wonders,
Exactly.
they think, maze nimefika pana, you know, I've arrived.
Well, for me, I'm not at the arrival point yet. You know,
Yeah.
I'm still growing, I'm still coming, I'm still going there. And I believe that's every musician's goal right now. There's never stopping in this game. There's always new challenges, there's always new ideas, there's always new words, there's always something new for people to learn, for you to teach people, for people to teach you, for you to sing about. So I try to stay focused by simply checking out how life really is, being real to myself and real to the world. I'm not in this world alone, so I wouldn't be like, I don't care what people think about me. We're so many in this world. So of course I care about what people think about me. I stay focused. I don't drink, I don't smoke. All right, people who do that, that's fine.
Yeah. And you fast during Ramadan?
I fast during Ramadan. I'm a practicing Muslim. That's something that's really engraved in me. So you see, I always stick with what I do, and I push it to the best levels. I don't do anything. I try to stay out of scandals and negative stuff.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what everyone tries to do. We're all trying to become better human beings.
Right.
But in this career, there's no room for errors.
Correct. And there's a lot of haters out there. So
Exactly.
a lot of haters.
But you see, hate builds me.
Yeah.
Hate builds people. You know, you don't stop because that's just criticism.
Yeah.
You know, those are not people who are looking to kill you or whatever.
No.
It's just criticism. They just don't like you for some reason.
Yeah, you can live with
that. I can live with that. You know, I have so many people who are many than the haters. You know, so,
That's right. That's right.
you know, so who
Good
live
advice.
with what we do and they appreciate what we do. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm cool.
Who were you telling me earlier on you're going to bring for your major relaunch?
Exactly. I don't want to say though.
All right.
Because I told you,
It's
know
gonna be
it.
huge, though.
It's gonna be huge, you know.
So they
'Cause
should, your fans
my
should-
fans should just hang there, you know. They should just chill, relax.
They're gonna be shocked.
They're gonna be shocked and moved when they will enjoy, man. The same treat we gave them in 2009 with Brick and Lace
Yes.
is the same treat we're gonna be giving them this year with a hot new artist, man. An artist they've always wanted to see in Kenya, but no promoter has ever had the courage to bring them here.
Yeah.
This time we will bring them ourselves.
And the good thing about bringing these people to Kenya,
Yeah.
Redsan, is the fact that they actually get to enjoy the country, don't they?
Exactly.
And they spread the word back home.
And Kenyans love music, and Kenyans love people, and Kenyans love visitors.
Yes.
You see, that's the thing. And they enjoy it, and they talk about us.
Yeah.
They talk about us in their magazines, in their interviews, and they talk about the Kenyan experience. It's awesome, man. Our safaris in Kenya are the wicked.
Yeah.
The
Better than
most
South
wicked.
Africa.
Trust me. Believe me, man. That's what they say, so I have to believe them, you
There
know?
you go.
Definitely, man. Yeah.
Advice for young folks. And I know there are young people watching you right
Exactly.
now, Redsan, and saying, you know what? I want to be Redsan when I grow up, but I don't have the faintest idea how to start.
It's simple. Respect starts from where you grow up, when you grow up, your family. Respect your family, respect yourself, respect the people out there, regardless of their race, regardless of their color or whatever. Always try to learn new stuff, you know? Always put God first before anything. Always stay focused. If you want to get into anything, whatever, if it's sports, if it's music, if it's politics, whatever your career is, you have to do your homework. You have to know I'm getting into it with all I have, and I will not lose. That's how it is.
Did you ever know growing up in Majengo and Bangani and South B, did you think one day I'm going to be this huge international artist?
No way, Jeff. But I had it in me that, you know, I will not let my folks down. That's what I had. I was like, no, man, I will not let my family down. You know, I will make something out of myself, you know, and I will try to do something right in the community. I will try and show our society that, you know, at least we as kids, when we are growing up, we can do something. And that's always been my goal, you know, to push our community forward, to push this Kenyan society ahead, and to always be there when Kenya needs you, man.
There you go. Exactly. Especially right now, because, you know, we've got a really horrible reputation in certain quarters.
Exactly, and we're trying to change all that, especially in the music scene. Yeah. So many, let me tell you one thing, Jeff. So many artists, I won't mention names, so many artists, international artists, want to come to Kenya, but the record is really dirty right now, you know, because before promoters used to bring international artists to our country and they used to disappoint them when it comes to their payments or treatments and stuff like that, all right? And that's what kind of spoiled the Kenyan market. And look at our market right now, it's so monotonous, you know? It's not like the Ugandan or the Tanzanian market. These markets are growing. Every international musician wants to go to these two countries. Why not Kenya? All right.
Correct.
Exactly.
They pass us and they go next door.
Exactly, next door, and they know Kenya is the best, and they know Kenya is where they could really, you know, feel what they're worth, you know. But they don't come here because of the reputation. So we want to change all that. Yeah,
it's going to change, isn't it?
It's going to change, definitely. It's
with guys like you.
Exactly, and like you, Jeff. You know, put the message out there. You know, people always blame the musicians for not delivering, but it's always the promoters who don't deliver.
Correct.
So that's the thing.
Bottom line, do you wake up sometimes in the morning and you pinch yourself and you say, my goodness, you know?
I mean, I wake up in the morning and I thank God for waking up and sleeping well. And I think about my friends and family and what I'm going to be doing during the day. And I'm like, this is really amazing, man. You know, I mean, how far I've come, you know, with my fans, with the friends that I have, with my family. So, yeah, I pinch myself sometimes. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not a proud guy, man. I'm not one of those guys who walks in the streets and pumps his chest up and say, I've made it. No, man, you know? So, yeah, exactly. So, no,
Are you going to be pinching yourself on Sunday after you win the chat? Are you going to win the chat?
Yeah, I mean, we've won the chat awards like so many times, I've even forgotten. But, you know, I mean, I know the psych and the hype and the excitement that's going to be there. It's awesome. Yeah. And these kids, let me tell you one thing, these kids really support the Kenyan music, man. It's just they don't have avenues to buy our albums. And that's what we're trying to change in this industry. That's what we're going to be changing in this industry. Don't buy pirated stuff, man. You know, I mean, we will get this distribution network set up, ready. You know, and let me tell you one thing. Homeboys is really doing well right now. Yeah. Homeboys has opened a lot of doors for the Kenyan industry, and people have to acknowledge that.
Yeah, mad love, man.
Definitely, mad love for Homeboys. You know, everyone who's an artist out there trying and coming up, don't give up. But piracy has to stop.
It has to.
Definitely, man. That's what's killing the Kenyan
Because your stuff is selling so well in Europe, right?
That's the thing, and in the States. And I'm always like, you know, why should I launch my album in the States and in London before launching it in Kenya? Yeah. And the guys are like, the label is like, yeah, it's not about hate, but it's about the distribution network here is vast. It's already established here. So once we get a bigger distribution network in East Africa, then we'll be launching it there and coming here. And I've always been, sorry to say this, Mona Lisa, but I've always been going against the management's word. You know, I always want to launch my album home first. There you go. And then it gets to the international market.
Good man.
Exactly.
Good
because
man.
I know Sean Paul and them, they always launch the albums in Jamaica, then they go out to the world. And that's the thing, because I have to build the industry here first.
What was it like hanging around with like the Akons or the Snoop Dogg's, or Sean Paul and Shaggy? What's it like hanging out with them?
It's amazing. These guys are funny. These guys are so, I mean, their humor is just out of this world. Right. And they're so down to earth, you know? When you see them on songs and or doing interviews or whatever, you'd be like, man, these guys are big. I can't even reach next to these guys. But man, we share bills.
No.
I'm telling you, we share bills.
Let's split this one.
Exactly, let's split this one. And they never let you pay. Most of them. You know, like when Brick and Les were down here and we were at the hotel, we were having lunch one time. And I just reached for my wallet, like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here, yeah, as visitors, but this was split it. So it's amazing. These guys are human beings, man. It's just that they work too hard.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to do. We've got to work hard to get there.
Are we ever going to get there, Redsan?
We are ever. Trust me, we will get there, Jeff. We'll get there very soon. But one thing we have to understand is we have to get our pride out of the equation. First of all, our radio stations have to play our music. They have to play our music on rotation. Local artists have to get royalty payments. All right, I don't get royalty payments locally. All right.
Yeah.
There is a royalty company that collects this money, but what goes out to the musician is so little.
It's peanuts.
Compared to what they spend when it comes to recording and doing the videos. It's peanuts, so it's not right. Yeah. So the government, I would urge the government to look into that. At least let some royalties come back to the guys who are making all this possible.
Because the talent is there, isn't it?
The talent is there, and the radios and the TVs are playing the talent, but the money and the revenues that are being collected out of it is not coming back to the talent. Yeah. So, in time, if you're not smart, you might be in this industry for 10, 20 years without getting anything out of it.
And when you get out of it, you're broke.
Exactly. And that's what we want to change. We want musicians to leave off their careers, man. Like pilots, like doctors, like presenters, like you.
I'm still working, man.
Exactly. But you're leaving off the career,
Yeah.
There's some musicians out there, and I know they're out there, who just record just because they want to record.
Yeah.
Not because they know this record is going to sell and going to bring revenue to me, and maybe I'll make something more out of it. And that's how.
But is this a good time to be a musician in Kenya?
Yes, it is a very good time because the industry is growing, and I believe the government is implementing new laws into the music industry, which I think will really work very well. So yes, but just come knowing where you're going.
Correct.
That's all I can tell you.
You're not gonna get rich overnight, right?
No, you can't do that. I mean, you've got to work like everyone else. You've got to work. People have to know you're working for you to gain whatever you're gaining.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
And never give up, right?
Never give up. That's not an option. Yeah, never give up, my brother.
Redsan,
Yeah,
congratulations, man.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
One love, man.
Thank you very much.
One love.
Definitely.
You're going to perform that song after this, man?
Definitely,
All
man.
right.
For sure.
Whoa! Redsan, folks, is smoking. What an act. What a guy. I tell you, 5th album, Versatility, coming to a station near you and to a shop near you, folks. Look out for it. It's smoking. And Redsan is on his way. I tell you, this man, he's at a different level, completely. And he says he's not even giving up yet. He hasn't even reached yet. He hasn't arrived. Imagine that. He's 30 and he knows what he wants. Listen up, young folks, if you want to be like him. Hard work. Never killed anybody. That's the bottom line. What a guest. What a show. What a week it's been on the bench, folks. Musical icons which you cannot find anywhere else but right here on the bench, on the award-winning station, K24, where we are, even in times of Swabri Muhammad, a.k.a. Redsan. We're all Kenyan.
You don't know it's your boy the Pioneer, a.k.a. Redsan, keeping it locked on K24 all the time. Check it out right about now. Namtizama yule pale, namtizama sana toka zamane. Oh girl, are you the cutest in the party? So tell me no, give me the light and just call me. Check this. My girl, are you the girl for me? Cause what me want to no bring so constantly. And no time, no waste when it come to me. So run it out, cause you know how to work for me. Baby, not no go and bring joy to me. Only you not no know how you rot to me. You don't know, keep it locked. K24, one time, respect.
Whoa.
Anytime.
What
bro.
love, my
Cheers,
brother.
man.
Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate that.
Capital Talk is filmed at Fairmont, the Norfolk.